Tuesday, June 8th. You tell me it's 2021, so I believe you. The Brian Moreno Show is back in action. What, it's been a week since I've been here? Chris Hansen, crypto, LeBron and the Lakers, but AMC, Gamstop, Logan Paul, and Jeff Bezos to the moon. Welcome to another episode of the Brian Moreno Show. Let's do it. Feels good to be back. If you're consuming, we haven't been as good at getting everything on Spotify and Google Play, Google Podcasts, and all these other formats. So the people who do consume us on YouTube, thank you for joining us. Once again, this is the Brian Moreno Show. Please make sure to like, leave a comment, subscribe, share, whatever. Get a T-shirt. I have some new T-shirts coming in. In studio, it's me and Roberto Alhumada. I was going to call him Robert, but that's, he's Roberto. So this week, last time I was here was Memorial Day. Hopefully nobody did the things that I said. You didn't bust your nut too quickly, which is the nomenclature I think I used. Yeah, I hope, but I see people are just hungry to go out. I see they look different. Everyone thinks I look crazy with my hair. People think I'm retired from comedy, which I am because I'm not currently getting booked. That's another story for another time. Chris Hansen in the actual real life news, like news that people care about. Chris Hansen. No, wait. Chris Harrison from The Bachelor. Okay, see, this is why I was really troubled if I should even bring this up, because I confuse him with the guy that busts the kitty sexers.
Yeah, I thought you were about to drop some knowledge on me.
Well, no, I always get Chris Hansen and Chris Harrison confused because I've seen, combined total, maybe 10 episodes of The Bachelor in all 20 seasons. And I believe that show was part of the beginning of the downfall of society. When reality television came to, that might have been the peak of society. I wasn't old enough to really know at that time. Like, I wasn't out partying and amongst the people the way I was, the way I, used to be. But I feel like when reality TV came in, that was the beginning of the downfall of society. And Chris Harrison always represented that to me because I didn't like The Bachelor or The Bachelorette. I did not promote that type of relationship building or that type of the communication skills that show taught women. I totally disapproved of. And men, for that matter. But I didn't really watch the men. I could watch maybe a half an episode of the women, but the men I could never make it a few minutes. I could never.
Are you talking about the male bachelor, or are you talking about the bachelorette?
I was talking about when the women would fight over the men. I could watch that because it was catty and fighting, but then the guys, the machismo and trying to pretend he didn't have a girlfriend back at home. I hate that. Enough! So yeah, he's out and he got $50 million payday from ABC. This is why I'm actually talking about it, because he got a $50 million payday from ABC, because I guess they've been battling for weeks, months even. And ABC gave him $50 million to keep his mouth shut and go away. Yes, because he said, I'm gonna air all the secrets, all the ABC secrets, which makes me, if they're willing to pay $50 million, can you imagine what those secrets are? Woo! Oh, the secrets in the 20 years of The Bachelor, 40 seasons, whatever, Bachelorette total, I don't know. That's a lot. And that $50 million, that's a lot of good secrets. So please, if you know any of them, feel free to drop a like, a comment, subscribe. Let me know. What else happened? Crypto still crap, but don't worry. If there is a bit of a Ponzi scheme aspect to cryptocurrency, let's all be clear. Like, we all understand this. We all know that once you buy into a cryptocurrency, Just like people, when they buy into AMC or Gamstop, they immediately become a cheerleader for that cryptocurrency or that stock, regardless of any fundamentals or any actual profits or transactions, whatever. And being a cheerleader sometimes, and not only can it get you in trouble, it's a bad place to be because you're constantly spitting out information instead of it being a give and take. You're not taking information the way you normally would if you were listening instead of cheering to the moon. So, no, I mean, stay in crypto, whatever. I mean, seriously, I believe in it. I don't know if I believe in Bitcoin as much. I mean, I know some will succeed and some won't, and I tell people this all the time. This is financial advice. This is fine. I love these posts that people make online. This is not financial advice. Okay. You put $10,000 in AMC at $1. I get it. You're doing good. Okay? I get it. But this is financial advice to someone who's done good and bad. You have to, you can't be so overweight in one section of your investments that if that investment crashes, you're totally stuck. You can't. You have to rebalance portfolios. And if you invested at $1 and you are at 60, trim some. And if you want to put it in stocks, roll it into something that actually makes money like Facebook or PayPal or whatever you like. Start with things that you like and you go to. If you go to Lululemon all the time, start there. Even though I think it's a little overvalued at $3 and change or whatever, but I said that at $120. So what the fuck do I know? But I have to say, this weekend I thought it was a wonderful weekend. Let me get this up. It was Logan Paul, Floyd Mayweather. And I know everybody has heard about it by now. Everybody has watched. Let me see what I can get right here. Like, look at these were two, I tried. This was good for boxing. Okay? It was I paid the $50. 4 people came over. We had a great time. 5, 4, whatever. Either way. Had a great time, and this was entertainment. For $50, I would pay to see James Bond right now for $50, no problem. I said $100. I stand firm. I'd pay $100 pay-per-view right now to watch the James Bond and not have to go to the theater.
And I firmly agree. I'd be here.
Yeah, so this for $50 was great entertainment. It went the 8 rounds. Some people started some online conspiracies about Logan Paul getting knocked. Okay, why would Floyd Mayweather hold him up? No way. No way, Josie. No way. No way. Absolutely not. Floyd Mayweather would let him fall to the ground, and he would literally dance on his back. It's absolutely not. It was a good fight. It was one man who was clearly not a professional boxer and another man who was out of his prime and substantially smaller. But that being said, he stood tall for 8 rounds with quite possibly one of the best boxers in that division ever. I mean, it was clear to me that if Floyd Mayweather fought a real heavyweight, he would get pummeled. And that's okay. He's not a heavyweight. That being said, I am very impressed by what Logan Paul did. And he came out with a Beckett Charizard on his neck, as we've all seen by now. I mean, I'm all for card collecting, and what that probably did for Charizard is absolutely wonderful. That card's probably worth $1 million. And if none of you have seen it, you can look it up. This is more of just a recap of everything that happened this weekend, because I, as a collector of cards, I fully promote it when people acquire things that make them happy, whatever it may be. It could be something as simple as a t-shirt, pair of shoes, some glasses, whatever. When people acquire things that make them feel good, and sometimes, we attribute a lot of things in our life to things other than ourselves and our work ethic, whether it be good luck, whether it be something comes into the life and it makes us better, whatever. You know, he was attributing a lot of his life and the good fortune that he's had since he got that card. And I think that's cool. You bring it out and you wear it proud. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's your Amon Tequila. Thank you for sponsoring. Traeger Grills. I got a special grill coming for you, or a special grill episode. We're about to do an interview with Damian Whitehead, one of the dancers from Dancing with the Stars, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be a good interview. International man of dance, Damian Whitehead, coming into studio. Seriously. Dancing with the Stars. He was dancing with Pamela Anderson on Dancing with the Stars. I mean, that is by far, that would be at least 100 times bigger than the biggest thing on my resume. That at least 10x. At least 10x.
I was trying to think of your resume real quick.
Yeah. Okay, 100x. Let's get back. But AMC and Gamstop blew up this week. If you're in those stocks that I was talking, good for you. Now, there's a little bit of a technical thing with AMC, and I'm going to try not to get into the weeds too much. But for those of you trying to understand what's going on with AMC, it initially started with people always talk about the short squeeze. So there were hedge funds that had 100% of over the amount of stocks that were at an AMC, they had that shorted because they really believed that company was GameStop, because they thought that company was going out of business. Okay? There's a theory on the street that when the short squeeze happened and the shares got bought up, that the short never got covered. So there is some hedge fund or hedge funds out there that have not covered this short yet. So you're in an area that's called the gamma. It's like they have to cover this short at some point in time. But do they want to do it at this valuation, or do they want to let the public keep buying it up? Because all the stocks, all the shares are bought. There are so few shares out in GameStop that the public is really driving the price higher and higher. And the people, and this is still just a theory, it's not proven, and the people with these outstanding shorts are going to have to cover. And there's a new CEO of GameStop, and my personal theory is that this CEO is going to make a deal with these hedge funds and issue 1 billion new shares of stock or whatever, 500 million new shares of stock, so they can cover at a price, but now they're going to be invested in the company. So they have to work out some kind of strategy to make this company profitable, because the hedge fund that initially started investing against GameStop is now going to be forced to be one of the major owners of GameStop. That is my prediction. And look, I am not a financial advisor. I gave you some financial advice, and hopefully it works out for you. But
for legal purposes,
yeah, for legal purposes, trim a little bit. If you're up, trim a little bit. Pay your taxes, do whatever legally. But if you're up big, trim a little. Go buy a trailer park in Arizona or something. Like, whatever. Just invest your money so it comes back. No, you can buy a nice trailer park for $100,000. Not a nice trailer park, but a trailer park. Yeah, Logan Paul. And then this is, I think, the last one I'm doing today. This is Jeff Bezos. You want to put my screen up? Okay, right here. Jeff Bezos is going to be on the first crew space flight of the Blue Origin rocket, July 20th. Now, okay, I get it. You're a billionaire that has a real affinity to look like Lex Luthor. That being said, for safety purposes, I'd prefer the 10th flight.
Same.
I don't know. I don't know how highly insured that flight is going to be, but there's got to be some waivers that are going, because if, God forbid, if something like that has to be one of the boldest billionaire moves. I get it. Richard Branson and Elon Musk all got their own space race going on. But this guy's actually getting on the plane. The first one. Like, I get it. I get it when you're that deeply invested in proving that the earth is not flat, you want to see it. I mean, or whatever his goals are. But I can tell you this much. He's going to be on there with his brother. And a lot of people, are going to hope it lands okay. Because I don't know, like, what that does. If Jeff Bezos would happen, like, what that does for space exploration. God forbid something happens. If Jeff Bezos goes up into space and doesn't come down, like, when I barely even understand, like, when the Challenger blew up. But that put a damper. What I understand of history, it totally put a damper on space exploration. And for those of you who know me, I am all for space exploration.
Oh, yeah.
All for space exploration. So this is something that I worry about a little. You can bring it down. I worry malfunctions because there's a lot of things that can go wrong when you're traveling in a capsule like that.
I mean, I just don't see the merit in it, if I'm being honest. Like, the best case scenario, he gets up there, he finds some moon technology, brings it back, and then we got a supervillain. Worst case scenario, he dies.
But that's a really bad case scenario. That's a super bad case scenario. And I'm not sure that if maybe I'm out in the moon myself, but I'm not sure Jeff Bezos has, all of mankind in his best interest. I don't know him personally, but that's what, there'll be a lot of people that actually hope he doesn't come back down, which I also think is crazy. I've thought about this from both sides because so many people, they hate the monolith that Amazon has become.
But I'm always concerned is who's the second in command at Amazon? Who takes over if Bezos dies?
Well, no, I think he's only the CEO anymore. It's like Amazon that's such a giant machine that whoever takes it over. But whatever else he has his rich little fingers into. You know how many side projects billionaires got going on? Time travel, the infinite life, like whatever. I know. I guarantee it. World domination is like something they do secretly, like making giant moves on the chessboard. That's what guys like him think about doing. And so that's why I just think it's very bold to go into space. I just am one for traveling after all the kinks have been worked out. I'm an anti-kink kind of guy.
You know what that float there?
If that makes any sense. And like I said, ladies and gentlemen, Damian Whitehead. I'm going to get this posted right now. Damian Whitehead is going to be up later in the week. Roberto Alhumada in studio. This is our weekly little what's up from the Brian Moreno Show. Please make sure to comment. Show some love. Like, I like to know what some of you guys are thinking. You don't have to privately tell me out. Like, you don't have to act like you don't watch the show. Like, that is the one thing. And then talk to me about things later that I said on the show that I'm like, I know I only said on the show. Because I do that on purpose. This is the Brian Moreno Show.